You're listening to Love Talk Live with the relationship expert, Jaime Bronstein, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome to Love Talk Live. I'm Jaime Bronstein. Today I have with me Adriana Sorgi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So happy to have you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So she is a life coach. Would you say you're a life coach, relationship coach?
So I'm a professional empowerment and transformation coach.
That's what she is. Okay. Yes. Do you want to tell our viewers kind of about the work that you do? I know is your whole company called Awaken to Love, or is that just a particular program?
That's a program that I created and that I run every 3 months for women.
Okay, wonderful. So tell our audience what you do, how you got inspired to do what you do.
Yeah.
And
so I initially started working with women in transformation, really helping, empowering women to claim all of who they are. Yeah, to really give themselves permission to be who they want to be, who they truly are. And the only reason why I started this thing is because I transformed my life at the University of Santa Monica, going through the program of spiritual psychology. And one of my limiting beliefs was that I couldn't do X, Y, and Z, that I couldn't be an empowered woman. And that I needed a man to be okay in my life, to save me, so to speak, which is the belief that a lot of women carry out in the world. And so it is
So did you feel like you needed a man to make you whole?
Yes, exactly. Okay. To complete me.
Okay.
Or to be financially free, or to feel safe.
And that was obviously, we talk a lot about false narratives, stories that come up because of our life experiences. So that was something that probably when you popped out, you wouldn't have thought, but through life experiences.
Yes, yeah. Well, my divorce was really the catalyst for me to work on myself and to realize the power that was already there, the power within.
It's always there.
Yes.
Is there already a book called The Power Within?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
It sounds familiar, because if not, maybe we should write a book called The Power Within.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is. I think there is a book called that, yeah.
Maybe Wayne Dyer.
I think it's him, yeah.
So, in what capacity do you work with your clients, individual, groups? I know you have your program. And do you have any, let's say, case study, or not study, but just like some examples of people that have come to you kind of in a not good place, and then how you brought them to owning themselves? So
first of all, I work with a lot of women and like I said, I started my work with women back in 2013. That's when I created my coaching practice, which was my second year project at the University of Santa Monica.
Amazing.
To start my coaching practice and to have one paying client by the end of the year, by graduation. And so that, I manifested that, and after I had this client, I realized that, wow, I think this is the thing that I want to be doing. This feels quite amazing and empowering and rewarding to see the shifts and the transformation that this woman is making in her life. So that really got me started. I've been coaching women since then, and then I realized at some point that why not men? You see, it's like every limiting belief that I had, I wanted to test it out.
Love it.
Through an experiment.
Yes,
I'm gonna experiment with that and see how that feels. Because my belief was that men were more powerful than me, than women in general. So I thought, you know what? Why not start coaching men and see how that feels?
You could be the leader of the man.
Right. Let's see if I can lead. Let's see if I can really stand up in myself and make an impact in their lives too. So I started coaching this man that I met. Actually, he was hitting on me at the Santa Monica stairs. And he wanted to take me out. And the way he approached me,
you're like, ooh,
I'm like, wow, there is an opportunity here. I can see that that this is probably his area where he could work on. Yeah. So instead of saying yes to going out with him, we started having a conversation. And by the way, I was in a relationship at the time. So I did say that, and I offered him a session. I said, why don't you come and sit with me for 60 minutes so we can talk about your life and what are the challenges that are coming up for you and what you need support with. And he was like, what? Like, I've never done that before. I work with a therapist.
He said he has a therapist?
He said I've been working with a therapist for 20 years.
Okay.
And I said,
well, that's good that he's open to self-improving.
Yes. So he came and he is now probably my longest term client, male client. He's been working with me for 3 years.
I love it.
Yeah. And he came, and I remember that the first 3 months that we were working together, he was already creating a lot of shifts in her life and his relationship with his ex-wife and his children and himself. And he said to me, look, I've been working with a therapist, not to discredit the work that therapists do, but I think the coaching made a lot of impact, a huge impact in his life, because it was more of a faster pace, and it was more focused, more future focused, as you and I know. Mm-hmm. That's what coaching is. So he started really relating to himself in a different way, and when we start doing that and we shift inside, we create different results in the outside. And he was just blown away. He said, I can't believe it. I've been working with a therapist for 20 years, and I've never, I knew what my issues were, but I didn't know what to do with my issues. Yeah, I would get out of the therapist's office thinking, okay, well, I know that I have to work on this, and that, and I have an issue with this, and that, but what do I do with it? Yeah. So really giving him tools, and that's what I do work, giving them tools.
Hands-on.
So that every time they come to me, they leave my office feeling better, more empowered, lighter, and with some clear structure, what to do next and how to apply those tools in their own life.
It's interesting because I've never really thought about therapy in that way, where it's like, okay, these are your problems, have a great day,
Yeah.
And I don't think really all therapy is really like that, but what you're saying and what I agree with is that therapy takes a longer time, especially if it's psychodynamic therapy, where the therapist barely says anything, and then you are just supposed to talk about your childhood, and they say, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is an art. There's a benefit, because at USM, students are taught to just sit there and speak for 30 minutes or 40 minutes sometimes. I do like that idea where the facilitator or the therapist doesn't say anything. But then after that, the therapist or the facilitator coach is sitting there working on some guidance, some reflection, some, not just like, okay, have a great day, thanks for coming in.
Right.
It's just so much more dynamic and
that guidance and those reflections are really huge. The vehicle for you to tap into yourself, because when you're receiving that feedback, right, it's like hold on, there is that possibility, and I can really do that, and I'm actually capable of that, and that's how you see me, right? So when you start to reflect back to them what you really see in them and what is really possible for them, that's when people get really excited. Yeah, because they start to really, to know that there is actually a possibility for a different
existence,
life. Exactly.
Yeah. And I love what you're saying now about the whole mirroring, when it is so true that when someone can see an aspect or a quality in you that maybe you didn't know that you had, or didn't even know how important it was, that could really elevate you to the next level, to embrace it and realize this can be my vehicle into everything that I have been waiting to manifest, but just haven't been able to yet.
Yeah, because see, the thing about therapy, and again, it works for a lot of people, right? And for some people, they may get to a point where they feel, okay, I feel limited now. What do I do with this? Yeah, is there something else out there? The thing about coaching is that you focus on what the person really wants, not on what they don't want, and you focus on what is really possible for them. And from that point on, you start to build up from there. So let's not focus on this. Let's not put energy on the things that are not working. Let's put energy on the things that are actually working for you, and create from there, and create more of what you want from that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like an abundance. When we think of abundance, that you don't need to just have one thing in your life, or like, oh, I got this, thank you so much. You know, you can have everything. You don't have to just have one thing that you want to achieve.
Yeah.
You literally can make all of your dreams come true.
Absolutely.
But it's taking the tools and having the reflections and doing all the work that it takes to know all of these things.
Yeah, well, and believing, right? Believing that I can actually create those things for myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because see, what we're thinking is what we're creating. So we got to change that, that process. Yeah, what's not working is because we're thinking it. And what we think, we become. And that's how we feel. And then if we, feel low energy, we're going to attract more things that are vibrating in that energy, in that vibrational energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all so
It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
I can't get enough of
Yes.
it. And the more validations that I see, whether it's in my life or clients' life, friends, family, the more and more that I know that this is how the world works.
Yeah.
This is how the universe works, and it's so beautiful once you can if you're open to it, to see that your life can be completely different. You don't have to live a life where you're struggling all the time, or sad, or just not, or believing that there are limitations, right?
Yeah.
You can live a life of abundance, like I said.
Yeah, and it's the mindset, right? And we can always reset.
And the heart set.
Like one of my coaches says, you can reset your zero. Anytime you want.
Your zero?
Your zero. Yeah. So if you've been, up until now, you've been thinking that you're not capable, or that you're not worthy of being in a conscious, loving relationship with an amazing person, man or woman, yeah, you can reset that by changing the way you're thinking about yourself. So you can choose again. Okay, I'm going to choose to have a different thought about that. And then that thought is going to become what you believe. Yeah, the more you think that thought, you'll become that thought, and therefore your vibration is going to be different. So you're going to raise your vibration, and then you're going to be a magnet for all the things that you want. Whether it is a relationship, or maybe more money, or maybe more clients, whatever that is for you.
Yeah, we create our lives. We co-create our lives.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you wanted to talk about vulnerability, and one of my favorite topics, so I was happy that you wanted to talk about it. So just start. I can't get enough of talking about it. So I'm curious, how do you look at vulnerability? How do you help your clients with vulnerability? Why is vulnerability so important?
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be vulnerable? What is your definition of vulnerability?
So I feel like vulnerability is when you are completely sharing your authentic self, and being vulnerable when we are vulnerable, it gives someone else permission to be vulnerable. Yeah. When we share our soul, it subconsciously allows the other person to feel like they can share their soul also. And vulnerability creates connection.
Beautiful. I love that.
Thanks.
Yes. And that's my definition.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we're on the same page.
So connection, right? Like, we're all yearning for connection and belonging. Yeah? And without being vulnerable, we can't have that.
No, it's so surface. Exactly.
So it's really that, to me, is the courage to show up and to allow myself to be seen, no matter what. No matter what. See, like, if you're in a relationship, and I have a lot of clients that I serve in the area of relationships, and I always tell them, are you willing to love deeply, even though there are no guarantees? Even though you might end up getting your heart broken, but then you'll know how much you can love. And the more you love, and the more you show up to this relationship, the more feedback you'll get. Because then you'll know whether this is the right relationship for you or not. Yeah? But if you don't show up as you are, if you don't share your loving the way you want to receive it, how would you know if this is the right man for you? Yes?
I hear you, sister. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
I love that.
And the word that's coming to me as you're saying this is magical. Like, when you were taking me through this, how do you know unless you really, really go there, let's say, And when you were saying that, I was thinking going there is the magic of love. Like that is the depth of, you know how you can feel and you know how they can feel.
Yeah.
And then you, like you said, you know if it's going to even be a real thing.
Yeah. So when they tell me I'm confused, I don't know, this feels like it's not working. So first of all, change that thought. First of all, change that thought. What is a different thought that you can think around this? That's number one. Second thing, why do you think it's not working? Because you're not getting what you want? Are you giving everything? Are you investing into this relationship? Because if you're not investing into this relationship and showing up the way you want him to show up for you, how are you gonna know that this whether this is working out or not for you? So it's like Robert Holden says, only what you're not getting is what you're not giving. No, hold on a second. Let me just think of that.
We love Robert Holden. Read the book Loveability. Go to his conferences.
Yes, so that quote is in Loveability.
Okay.
What you're not getting is what you're not giving. Something like that.
What you're not getting. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's worded differently, but it basically everything that
Robert, can we get him on the line?
Yes.
Yes.
So give what you think you're not getting, give it.
You're not giving, yeah.
Give it, and then the next piece of clarity will show up. It will be revealed to you. There's no question.
Now, there's a lot of people these are people that are not spiritual, that are very stuck in their ego, that would be like, I'm not going first. You know, like, I don't want to share first. But what we were just talking about with vulnerability is just take the leap and share first.
Yeah.
Because then it gives them permission to share themselves first.
Yeah. Exactly. And ego is one thing and spirit is a different thing, right? So when we come from a place of ego, we're going to go to, oh, I'm not getting that. He's not giving me this. He's not giving me that. But from a spiritual perspective, it's who am I being in this relationship? How am I relating to this person? Am I showing up from a place of loving, or am I showing up from a place of fear, which would be, I'm not getting. See, I'm not here to take. I'm here to give.
And fear never gets you anywhere.
Nope.
Never.
But that's when people become very confused. I don't know. This is not working out. I'm confused. Well,
but I'm glad that we're bringing up fear, because people aren't aware that their fear is what is preventing them from even being authentic.
Yeah.
And living the potential of a relationship.
Yes.
They're not even aware.
Yeah.
Because it's so subtle sometimes, the fear.
Yeah.
And the narratives and I always say that in a relationship, if you're fearful that it's going to end, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you can't exist in a relationship fearing that it's going to end constantly.
Right. Because you're going to create that.
Yeah.
You're going to create the ending of the relationship by thinking that, yes.
The energy, even if you never even say those words, whoever you're with is gonna know, and it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's going to pick up on that energetically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, vulnerability. I can talk about it forever.
Yeah.
Well, I know you want to. Is there anything else about vulnerability? Because I know you want to talk about dating.
Vulnerability is in everything. It's in dating. It's in parenting. It's in in making money. Everything, right? Is required. I believe that is required.
Yes, I want to live in
100%.
I think
in order to connect, to relate to one another, to be relatable to other people.
The next president should make a rule that you have to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Let's start a movement.
Oh, my goodness.
And little by little, all of us are out there working on inspiring people to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about dating, one of my favorite topics.
Me too.
Dating. So, let's tie in vulnerability to dating. When do you think is at a good point to really be vulnerable? Do you think on the first date you should really reveal everything about you? Or?
No, I don't. See, it's really not about revealing with words. See, that's not really the way that I see it. It's not about I'm going to sit here, I'm going to tell you everything about me.
All my skeleton.
Because that would probably scare the man away.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Please don't do that.
Yes. It's not about words. It's about energy. Yeah, like just show up and be authentic, and just be in your heart. I tell all the women that I coach that are wanting to get out there and start dating again, just make this as a fun experiment. Just go out and have fun, and just be present with this person. See, don't look at them as, oh, is he like checking all my boxes?
Yes.
Oh my God, how did he eat? Or was he a gentleman? Did he do this? Did he do
And
that?
what am I doing? How am I looking?
Because then it's like in that moment, see, you're gonna start taking away from just being you, from being vulnerable, from being present with this person in your loving.
So that really is so important at the beginning. Well, always to be present.
Yeah.
And once again, underrated. People don't think about this, but being present helps us be authentic.
Yes. Yeah.
And if there's constantly a voice in your mind on your dates, whether it's wondering about this guy, does he like sports? I'm gonna have to find that out later. Like if that voice is going on and, oh my God, does my hair look okay? I don't like how my mascara looks. Or is he gonna like me? What if I shouldn't have said that? That whole monologue that's going on in your mind takes you away from being there.
And not only that, but they're gonna pick up on it.
Exactly, yes.
See, because that is the energy.
Yes.
It's the energy, right? Just put those thoughts aside and put the expectations aside and just go for the sake of just being with someone, experiencing yourself. How am I showing up in the world? How am I being? How am I doing here? Yeah, am I being present with this person? Am I really interested in who they are, or am I'm more interested in what I can get from them?
Yeah, which is never good.
Because they'll pick up on it. Yeah, so then it's like the people that you continue to attract the people that most match what you need to heal inside.
Yes,
yeah,
that's the karma thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the more we heal, then the more we raise our vibration and we attract people that are reflecting back to us who we are being in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this stuff is real. I mean, most people that watch a show, this is not the first time. If they watch it consistently, they've heard topics like this a lot. But if this is the first time that you're watching these concepts, this is real. This exists, and people are changing their lives every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very exciting stuff.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Okay, so let me think of other dating questions that I would have for you before I move on. Okay, well, let's just go into... Sorry, this is something that I would actually love to do, and I'm wondering if you do this in your Awaken to Love program. It reminds me of like the Sex and the City shows. I feel like they used to do this where I would love to like take a group of girls and then take a group of guys and take them out into the field. Like, do you ever do that?
No.
Where
that sounds amazing.
You're just there with them.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of watch and see what they do after you've trained them or after you've worked with them.
Right.
So you've never done something like that?
I've never done anything like that, but that sounds very...
We should get a group together and do that.
That sounds very juicy.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the people that you work with, Awaken to Love program, do you want to tell us about that?
Awaken Into Love.
Awaken Into Love.
So this is a program, this is a 7-week program for women, exclusively for women. It's a very, very intimate group. I've only taken six women total, and this is the 4th time that I run this program. It starts at the end of March, and it's not just about dating. It's really about strengthening the relationship with yourself, because that's where everything stands from. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from who am I being in the world, how am I showing up. Yeah, it's what you're attracting in the world.
And is this in person, online, like on video?
This is in person. We meet every Wednesday for 7 weeks. And
how many hours?
From 2.5 hours, 6 to 9:30, in my home in Brentwood.
PM, I'm guessing?
PM, yes.
Okay. After the workday, okay, good.
Yes, and every week we work on a different skill. Yeah, so I have created these skills for them that I think are super important, to build yourself up and to become very strong in the inside, strong in your loving. When I mean strong, is like that's where the power really comes from your heart.
It does.
So to really tap into that and to show up from a place of, like where you can be your true self and really own all of you. the good, what we judge as bad, and everything else, everything in between.
Yeah, all of our parts are beautiful.
Yes.
Because that's how God made us. That's how we came into this world, and we all need to embrace everything that we are. So, and if people wanted to sign up for that, they go to your website.
You go to my website, and there is a tab that says Awaken Into Love program. Yeah.
What is the website? What is the address?
It's AdrianaSorgi.com.
Okay. And her name should be on the screen.
AdrianaSorgi.com. That's my website. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so for you, I mean, the best type of way to work with people is to have experienced something, and then you help people. So for you, what have you seen, like, in your own life, post-divorce, getting out there dating again? Do you feel like your dating now is so different than when it was before you went through schooling and everything?
Absolutely. Completely different. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating and fun to see the kind of people that I'm attracting now based on my level of consciousness and awareness. And just the clarity, right? The clarity inside, what do I want, and why do I want this kind of person? And what am I worthy of? Yeah, so just the things, just knowing what your worth is. What is my worth? And what am I worthy of having? Yes. That gives you the capacity, just knowing that, of like taking a stand for yourself at any given time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when something doesn't feel right inside, there's no more holding back. At this point, it's like there's no more that's what I teach my women. No more holding back. Show up as yourself. Say no when you really mean it. Yeah. And
doubt means no to me.
Doubt means no. Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Not always.
Not doubt, like fear doubt. I mean intuitively. Like, say you met somebody and you feel...
Oh, you mean in the dating context? Speaking in the...
Yeah, like doubt means red flag.
Oh,
that's what I mean.
I see what you mean. Okay.
No, not doubt like if your fear is getting involved, your ego. But when you intuitively feel like something's not right, and you're doubting it, and you're trying to talk yourself in or out of something, that's a no.
But sometimes, I know what you're saying, and I think that sometimes it could be a red flag about me. Right? It's like, oh, maybe I am showing up from a place of fear. Maybe there are a lot of people that are emotionally unavailable, right? And maybe there is this man that wants to commit, and they're terrified every time they get closer. They want to run away, or they create a big problem, in order to disconnect. So sometimes it could mean that it's like, oh, more work for me to do inside. Doesn't necessarily have to be about the man. Yeah, it's like, what is happening inside of me that I need to look into?
I'm just saying, if you're not feeling at peace in your relationship and peace in your heart, and you feel like this person is not meant to be, and you don't have a soul connection, and it's very surface level, and you just don't feel happy and at home in the relationship, then to me, that's an intuitive message that this is just not right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I mean.
I get it.
If you're doubting... And like I said, if you've spent so much time like trying to talk, oh, well, maybe I can like try it more, but I don't feel at home, and I just don't feel like this person's right for me. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Like
no, I'm with you. I'm
sure we're speaking the same language.
Yes, we are.
Even though we speak different languages, like originally.
We do, but
But we have the spiritual language.
Yes,
we both speak English.
Yes, with an accent, but still English.
Well, and I have a Chicago accent.
Yes, I can tell a little bit.
But we speak the spiritual language together.
Yes, we speak the love language.
The language of love.
The language of love.
We really do. Somebody actually just posted on Instagram the other day, actually USM grad, I don't need to say who it is, but she goes, my religion is love. Love is my religion. And that totally resonated with me. Yeah. Because it's so true. Yeah. It's so true. It's all that matters. We live for love.
Yeah.
Okay, so almost done, but I know you wanted to talk about parenting also.
What do you want to talk about when it comes to parenting?
It's up to you. I mean, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
What do you feel drawn to speaking to?
I think it goes back to that topic of vulnerability when it comes to parenting. Yeah, so how am I showing up in my relationship with my children? Am I putting up a facade, as I'm above, or I'm the perfect mom, or I got it all together, or I know better? Or am I really opening up to my children, and allowing myself to be seen to them so that they know that I'm an imperfect human being? Yeah.
Love it.
And from that place, I can assure you that your children are going to come closer to you when you can really put that facade down and say, I hear you, and I've been there too, and I know how that feels.
Oh, so
I
powerful.
know how it feels to be hurt like that, and I know how it feels to be rejected by your friends. Gosh, I've been there. Let me tell you a story of my childhood. You see, it's like in that moment, you're going to create connection with your teenager, or whatever the age of your child is. Yeah, but if we come from a place of, well, if you feel that way, maybe fix your hair, or don't do this, or don't talk like that, or try to fit in. Yes. So what are we telling them? Put that facade up, and just do what I'm doing with my life. Yeah, because that way you're not going to be hurt.
And it's the message, maybe you're doing something wrong or something like that.
Right.
Instead of just embracing, no, you did nothing wrong. You're doing the best you could.
Yeah. So allowing them, really
I like
allowing them to have their own experiences, whether they're painful or joyful, they're just experiences, and teaching them how to relate to those experiences from a place of loving. We're human. Yeah, but we try to walk away from our humanness. We try to pretend we're not human by hiding behind that facade. Yeah, because we don't want to be hurt, right? It's like we protect ourselves against the things that hurt the most. Rejection,
Abandonment.
judgment, abandonment.
Yeah.
So we don't even want to talk about
all those
it.
fun words.
Yeah. So it's like, no, it's okay. It's all right.
Right.
I've been there, I've done that, and I get it. Let's talk about it. Tell me more. Then all of a sudden, your teenager wants to talk to you. She wants to come to you. She wants to open up to you. But if we tell them how to fix it and how to do it right and how to
And
really
move
fit
on.
in,
Just move on from it.
yeah, they'll
Just
be
move
like,
on.
oh, forget it. Yeah, Mom. Okay. Never mind.
Then you don't feel seen and heard
Yes. So
and
that
validated.
that is vulnerability.
Love
and in
it.
order for us to connect with our children, we have to be willing to be vulnerable.
Yes. And I feel like this is very new to our generation, and I'm grateful that we're finally making this shift, because I know growing up, my parents didn't really do this as much.
Yeah.
They did it a little bit, but this is so current. All of us as parents are really learning the importance of vulnerability and connection with our kids in such a different way.
And I tell you this from my own experience. I mean, I did it wrong with, I thought I was doing the best thing, and I probably was, right, in the level of consciousness that I was in. But I noticed how I was pushing my daughter farther and farther away from me, because I was always coming from a place of, oh, you got to do it this way. If you do it this way, then you're going to succeed, or you're going to be accepted, or your friends are going to like you. Yeah, because I didn't want her to feel the pain or the discomfort that I was feeling. So I was projecting my own stuff onto her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't want to feel the pain that you're feeling, so you better fix it so I don't have to feel this. So it was about me. And how many of us do this? We all do it.
Of course. Yeah.
So then
Until
I
you catch
realized,
yourself.
well, how come she doesn't want to talk to me anymore? How come she doesn't open up to me anymore? And I realized that was pushing her away.
But what's so beautiful about this situation is that you genuinely want a good relationship with your daughter. Yeah. And a lot of parents would rather stay in that place of not being close to them and disconnection, to just stay in that place of, well, I'm the parent and this is how it's going to work.
Exactly.
And I get to make the decisions because I'm the parent, but you're not having a genuine relationship with your child.
Exactly. And she was the one that gave me that feedback. She
said, like, I want a relationship with you.
She came to me one day because I wanted to have a conversation with her about something that was happening in her life that was so traumatic for her with her friends. And she said to me, well, sometimes I don't really know how to talk to you because you always have it all figured out. So that was my facade, you see? And I looked at her and I said, no, hold on a second. Let me tell you, I don't always have it all figured out. I said, I went through that. And then I just shared, I was vulnerable with her. And I shared with her what I went through at her age.
Okay.
And she was blown away. And that moment was the greatest moment, because that's what started, this beautiful relationship that we have today. Me opening up and showing her the places inside myself that I wasn't allowing her to see, because I was the mom and I wanted her to see me up here. You see what we do? So it's like,
every day this is happening.
Yeah.
I love it. So this has been so inspirational. I mean, you need to go to her website. You have blogs up there also. Blogs. Blogs.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know you write a lot. And so just check out. What about Instagram?
I'm not a big social media person. I'm doing it a little bit more and more just because I gotta catch up with what's going on in the world.
I just started mine like a year
Keep
ago.
up, I mean. But it is Adriana Sorgi Coaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have a Facebook?
I do have a Facebook. I post more on Facebook.
Okay,
it's
Facebook?
Adriana Sorgi.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And that's your professional page?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share? Last
You
inspirational nuggets?
I just want to leave you with a question to the people that are watching. Are you willing to let go of what you think you should be in order to be who you truly are? I just want to leave you with that. And I just want to say, give it a try and see what happens.
The reward is magical.
Yes, it is.
The reward is the rest of your extraordinary life.
Yes.
Beautiful life, filled with love. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Much. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, you can contact me at therelationshipexpert.com. And have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jaime.
See you next week.
See.
You're listening to Love Talk Live with the relationship expert, Jaime Bronstein, only on LA Talk Radio.